Season 2 will see 9 teams make their debut in the VALVIK Marble League, and today we test them out in 4 events in the friendly round. Hello everybody, my name is Frankie and welcome to the VALVIK Marble League friendly round. We're gonna be putting these teams through 4 events, some of the most popular ones through event 1. But before we can start, let's see who these new teams are. We've got 4 events here today, the first of which is the relay, which is going to be run a little bit differently. The third place marble from each heat will face off against each other to determine the final spot for the final. Start by heat 1 now with 5 teams. And we're off, and it's a good start from Team Echo, but here comes Team Virtuoso in the coastline crescent. They're going to overtake them, and at the line there, Team Virtuoso will just about get it. Team Echo finished in 3rd, with the current riders and the Sushi Squad in last. But it was a good start from Team Echo, as we can see in the replay. But then look at the recovery from those 2 teams there, Virtuoso and the Coastline Crescent. And the Team Virtuoso on the last line there on the anchor leg, they will take it. But it's Team Virtuoso and the Coastline Crescents that will advance. Team Echo will move on to the wildcard round. As we move on now to heat number 2 with Disco Neons, Flax Flowers, Kitsune Rush, and the Atomics. And we're off, and it's a good start for the Kitsune Rush. But here come the Flax Flowers and the Atomics. They're going to overtake them now. And it's very close between those last 2 as well. Kitsune Rush will just about hold on to finish in 3rd and take that wildcard spot. But it was a good start from the Kitsune Rush. But look at those 2 marbles from those 2 lanes next to them. They are going to just run away with it. And the Flax Flowers flexing really their speed there. Brilliant stuff from the Flax Flowers there. Atomics advance with them, but the Kitsune Rush will move on to the wildcard now, which is happening now. Team Echo and the Kitsune Rush, who will take it? And we're already off, and they're neck and neck so far, but Team Echo is just stretching that advantage, and they're going to keep going with it, and it's going to be a decisive win for Team Echo there. And they will take the final spot for the final. They were pretty much neck and neck going into that first handoff, but then Team Echo, with those brilliant handoffs, they're just going to extend that advantage and finish first. And now we move on to the round that determines 6th through 9th. We've got Sushi Squad, Current Riders, Kitsune Rush, and the Disco Neons. And we're off, and they're neck and neck, those 2 teams in the middle, but Current Riders have that little bit of advantage. They're coming back now to Kitsune Rush. They're gonna take it now, and they will finish ahead. Disco Neons and Sushi Squad, 8th and 9th. But they were neck and neck pretty much, those 2 middle lanes. Current Riders had that advantage, but they're gonna claw it back, do the Kitsune Rush, and then just edge ahead to finish in 1st. Well, 6th. Still, between those 4, the Kitsune Rush has won that event. But now it's time for the final with Team Virtuoso, Coastline Crescents, Flax Flowers, Atomics, and Team Echo. And they're off, and it's a good start for Team Virtuoso, but here come the Flax Flowers in the middle lane. They're going to take it back, and they're going to run away with it. Flax Flowers will win the relay. But it was pretty close between those 2 marbles there for 3rd. Who got 3rd, I wonder? Look at that, fantastic first handoff for the Flax Flowers, and then they just continue to run away with it. Team Virtuoso had no real chance, but who got 3rd, I wonder? I think it might have been Team Echo, though. We're gonna have to check a freeze frame. Those first 2 pass now, and here come 3rd and 4th. And just at the line there, Team Echo just about got them. And they will finish in 3rd. Coastline Crescents in 4th, and Atomics in 5th. And that's our first event done. Flax Flowers have won, with Team Virtuoso and Team Echo running out the top 3. And of course, in the overall standings, it's only 1 event. The Flax Flowers are now in the lead. We move on now to the second event, the Swing Wave, which we run back in event 2 of Season 1. Of course, as we all know, the record is set by the Cue Balls with a 30. But let's see how close can these teams get to it. Start off with heat number 1. And, ooh, Team Virtuoso just about lose one there. It's not a brilliant run from either of these 2 teams, honestly. Team Echo do manage to get all 4 marbles in that zone. They have 1 in the 8, but 2 in the 5. That's going to hurt them long run. one in the 6 as well. 24 to 20. We have to keep in mind teams only have 1 run each instead of the 2 we normally run. Current Riders and Atomics now. We're off. Pretty hell put together are the Atomics. Is that going to help out? Will they finish? Oh no, they just about lose one. And do the Current Riders as well. Unfortunate stuff for both of the teams there, because they were both running fairly well. But I think the Current Riders might have gotten a bit wrong. I don't think they did those first 2 marbles. Still, 21 to 20. Run 3 now with Kitsune Rush and the Flax Flowers. Oh, and that's brilliant stuff from the Flax Flowers there. They get 1 in 5, 6, 7, and 8. No dropouts. Kitsune Rush do have 1 dropout in the 0. But I think we might have a new leader in the Flax Flowers. May only be a friendly round, but these teams are being very serious right now. 26 for the Flax Flowers. Still 4 points shy of the record, but it's still the lead for now. Sushi Squad and Disco Neons. Oh, and it's all coming undone for the Disco Neons there. One of them finishes in the 4th, and one of them drops out. Unfortunate. That is a poor attempt for the Disco Neons there. Sushi Squad aren't that brilliant either. Look at that. That first marble from the Disco Neons jumped to stay behind, and that completely destroys the momentum of everybody else. 16 for the Disco Neons. Sushi Squad with 23. Move on to the last round now, and it's the Coastline Crescents. Just them, unfortunately, given we have 9 teams. But we're off. Let's see what they can do. They already have 1 finisher, but they get 2 in the 8. Is that going to be our new leader? I'm not sure. We're going to have to check the score. But that is a good run from the Coastline Crescents there. They held it together pretty well, and one of them almost fell in the catch basin there, but they were able to just bring it back and fall into the 8 with the other one. And we have a new leader. It's the Coastline Crescents with 27, and they win the Swing Wave. It's Coastline Crescents in 1st, Flax Flowers in 2nd, Team Echo in 3rd, with the Sushi Squad in 4th. Flax Flowers are still in the lead though, in the friendly round, with Coastline Crescents now going into 2nd as we move on to the 3rd event, the Funnel Endurance, where of course the objective is to stay as long as possible into these funnels. We have all 9 teams going at the same time. 1 heat only, so it has to count, it has to matter. And we're off. Going into that first funnel, we have no clear leader yet. We're gonna have to wait until everybody moves into that first funnel. It's the Disco Neons now that take the lead briefly before moving on into funnel number 2. Coastline Crescents are there. Everybody is kind of there in that 3-4 region. Kitsune Rush briefly in the lead there, going into funnel number 4. And they're all just funneling to get into these funnels. Kind of faster than you normally think, which is strange considering that it's called the Funnel Endurance. But of course, it's the friendly round. You know, if there's any bad performances, you kind of want to get them out of the way as fast as possible before the main events actually start popping up. Kitsune Rush still in the lead there with Team Virtuoso there going into the yellow funnels, which are a bit longer, of course, than the funnels that we've seen previously with the green ones. Team Echo now briefly in that lead. Disco Neons now there. Kitsune Rush still there. Yeah, the lead is changing as fast as possible. They're all going to the funnels pretty quickly compared to what we've seen in the original Funnel Endurance event. As we enter the red funnels now. These are long and wide, so you have to remember. But everybody, line and stern going into those funnels. The Flax Flowers will enter the 15 first, followed by Team Echo and the Atomics. Kitsune Rush still there in the lead, but look at that endurance from Team Virtuoso there in the 14. They are now on their own as they enter the funnel now. And it's Current Riders and Sushi Squad there. Team Echo is still there as well. Flax Flowers now managed to separate themselves from the main pack in 15, but they will enter shortly. And they do. Team Virtuoso now from the lead going into 17. Almost in last now, but they've got a few other marbles there with them. Everybody entering into the 17 now. And they're slowly making their way into the 18. No real contact here between the teams, but this is the one that decides it all. Team Echo will finish first, followed by everybody else, but it's Team Virtuoso and the Sushi Squad out of nowhere, and they will do it. The Sushi Squad will win the Funnel Endurance. Out of nowhere, really. But it's Reserve Uramaki that will win in the Funnel Endurance. We haven't really seen this type of strategy from these teams, really, because they were in those red funnels. They were pretty much all line and stern going into those last funnels. Yeah, you can see that they're basically all in the line, but that contact from those marbles behind gave Team Virtuoso and the Sushi Squad the opportunity to just keep their momentum a bit more and win. But it's the Sushi Squad that will win the funnel endurance. Team Virtuoso in second, and the current riders in third. Team Echo, unfortunately, in last. Flax Flowers and Coastline Crescents 8th and 6th. And Team Virtuoso now move to the lead of the overall standings. Flax Flowers and Coastline Crescents move down 2 spots, but they're equal on points as we move on to the final event, the elimination race, which we've just run previously in the main league. So here we go now with round 1. The objective, of course, is to not be last in each round, but let's see who will finish last in the first round. At the moment, it seems to be the Flax Flowers that are in last. Team Echo are also there with them. Going into that second section, going into this parkour-like section, this zigzag section. Flax Flowers are there, they're struggling a little bit, going into the splitter section now. But look at that speed from everybody there actually. Sushi Squad is there with them, going into the funnels now. Sushi Squad entered the funnels in last. Team Echo is there, oh, but they get bounced around by everybody else. Going into that last section, and it will be... Actually, it will be Team Echo that finishes. Team Virtuoso had some problems there, but Team Echo will finish in last. That's their second last place finish in this friendly round. Of course, it doesn't really matter all that much, the friendly round, but of course, you have to imagine for the morale of these teams, it's not the best. But it's Team Echo, Bio, the captain, who will finish last in round 1. In round 2 now, here we go. And we're off. Into this first, going into the Plinko section now. It seems to still be the Flax Flowers, but they managed to bring it back a little bit. Atomics are there with Team Virtuoso. Disco Neon's in there as well, going into this second section. At the moment, it is Atomics now that are currently in last. Team Virtuoso having a bit of problem there going into that water. Going into the splitter section now is everybody. Team Virtuoso are now in last. Let's see how they are going into the funnels. The current riders are there. Team Virtuoso entered the funnels. Flax Flowers are there with them. Who will finish last in this one? It's pretty tight, but it will be the current riders. In that last section, the current riders were struggling, so that means that they, unfortunately, will finish last. Yeah, look at that. That contact from the Atomics there didn't help them at all, and they will finish in last. Unfortunate. River, from the current riders, is eliminated. Round 3 now. We're moving pretty fast here. We've already got 2 marbles out. Atomics are there, Flax Flowers are there. They've been last for a number of times at the start of each round, but of course they managed to bring it back. But right now they're having a bit of difficulty in the Plinko section. Going into the zigzags now. They're there with the Atomics, are the Flax Flowers. Of course, you have to remember, they are in a tie with the Coastline Crescents. If they want to win the friendly, they have to get a move on. The Coastline Crescents are there as well, as are the Atomics. Going into the funnels now. Coastline Crescents enter the funnels, but look at Team Virtuoso and Sushi Squad on the other side. Sushi Squad are there. Into that last section. Oh, and just at the line there, the Flax Flowers have overtaken the Sushi Squad, and they will advance. Sushi Squad are out, but that was a brilliant job from Linum of the Flax Flowers. Just at the line there, on that last section, they got that boost of speed. And Maki, the captain of the Sushi Squad, is unfortunately out. Going into round 4 now. Here we are. Team Virtuoso briefly taking the lead there. Disco Neons are there as well. Everybody in that Plinko section now. The Disco Neons do manage to stay out of last for now. Atomics are there in last for the moment, but Coastline Crescents are there as well. Team Virtuoso as well. Going into the zigzag section, it's still Coastline Crescents in last. They bump off Team Virtuoso quite aggressively there. Going into the splitter section. Team Virtuoso are there, but there also are the Atomics going into the funnels now. Atomics are there in the funnels, but they're on their own. They will not be able to get any contact from any other marbles. They're last to enter the last section, and they cannot do it. The Atomics are out. They will finish in 6th position. Nothing too spectacular there, nothing too out of the ordinary there, but basically the Atomics have nobody to bounce off of going into that last section, and well, They paid the price and finish in last. Orbit, the reserve of the Atomics, will finish in 6th. We've got 5 marbles left now in round 5. But here we are, it's currently Disco Neons that are in last. Flax Flowers are there with them. The Kitsune Rush just ran away with it. They are in a very comfortable first place for the moment. We can't even see them on the screen, but it's Team Virtuoso that is there. Remember, there are the leaders now in the friendly round are Team Virtuoso. But they are struggling into this zigzag section, unfortunate for them. Going into the funnels now. Oh, they almost managed to get right in there. But they're not able to do it. They enter the funnels last. They enter the last section last. And they are out. That's our championship leaders out. Team Virtuoso in 5th. They are not that far away from the other 2 teams in 2nd and 3rd. So keep that in mind. So based on where those 2 finish, we might see where Team Virtuoso themselves finish. But it's Captain Sonata that is out. Alright, the last 4 now. Let's see who will be our podium finishers for the elimination race. Disco Neon's there. They are currently in last. Kitsune Rush is also there. Coastline Crescents now ready to take that last spot, and they are still in the last spot. But look at how far away they are already. The other teams. The Coastline Crescents had some difficulty there in that section. Going into the zigzags now, they're bouncing off quite horribly. Going into the splitter section now. They managed to bring it back somehow. And look at that entry into the funnels for the Coastline Crescents. The Kitsune Rush is there. And they will finish last. I believe the Disco Neons have already finished. And yes, we can already see them down there. And, well, Kitsune Rush will finish in last. That's 4th place. But look at that brilliant entry from the Coastline Crescents into the funnel. That was brilliant stuff from them. We haven't really seen any other team in the main league do that, so that's very impressive. Unfortunately, Kitsune Rush will finish 4th. But now we have the top 3. I think now, by my calculations, either one of those 2 teams, Flax Flowers or the Coastline Crescents, can win the friendly. But Disco Neons, of course, are there with them, and although they cannot win, they are still in for a good shot of some good points. At the moment, it is the Coastline Crescents in 1st. Disco Neons are there. Still just going into that splitter section, the Coastline Crescents. Oh, brilliant speed from the Coastline Crescents there. Disco Neons cannot really bring it back. Going into the funnels now. They're both alone in the funnel, so whoever gets the entry to into the funnel is crucial. Coastline Crescents enter the funnel first. Disco Neons are there with them. But they've already finished. Disco Neons are out. Which means, essentially, whoever wins this final round will win the friendly round. Because remember, the Coastline Crescents and the Flax Flowers are tied on 16. And with 7 or 8 points on offer, either one of these 2 will take the lead. But depending on who wins, they will win the friendly round. It's the Flax Flowers and the Coastline Crescents going into the final now. A lot of contact there between the 2. Oh, they're keeping so close together. None of them want to give the other one any space whatsoever. The Coastline Crescents are briefly in the lead there. But look at, it's changing ever so often. Going into the splitter section now. Flax Flowers are there. They are first, but they lose it into the funnels now. Oh, almost that entry for the Flax Flowers. The Coastline Crescents enter the funnels first into that last section, and they will do it. They will win the elimination race, and with that, I believe they have won the friendly round. But that was a brilliant run from both of these teams. A lot of contact there between the 2. A lot of arging and barging around. Nobody wanted to give any inch to the other. Into the funnels there. A lot of contact as well. And of course, that entry was crucial for the Coastline Crescents. And as the Flax Flowers had some difficulty into that last section, they missed out. But it's still, Moon from the Coastline Crescents will win the elimination race. Flax Flowers in 2nd, Disco Neons in 3rd, and Kitsune Rush in 4th. But let's see the overall standings. And the Coastline Crescents have done it by 1 point over the Flax Flowers. They will win the friendly round, with Team Virtuoso missing out in 3rd. Congratulations to our podium finishers, Team Virtuoso, Flax Flowers, and our friendly round winners, the Coastline Crescents. Congratulations to the Coastline Crescents, they have won the friendly round. And with such good teams, I'm sure the future will be bright for them. And here we are then, let's take a look once again at the overall standings. It's Coastline Crescents in first, Flax Flowers in second, and Team Virtuoso rounding out the podium with Sushi Squad in fourth. But that's it, we'll see you finally for the last event, the marathon. Goodbye.